so precious when you smile.
This is basically what happens when you don't feel like setting your hair overnight. You just wake up looking like Sirius Black meets Jack Sparrow. What a beautiful morning! Why am I doing this again? I've already done this before. It just felt like a suitable day to shoot a get ready with me video, because I will indeed be getting ready. Alas, actually, I think I should eat my breakfast first, because this is gonna take a while. Taking this to the normal state is gonna take a while. So, what is this delicacy, you may ask? This, my dears, is tofu. What is a delicacy indeed though is Polish mayonnaise. Like, I don't know if you've ever tried it. There's this one special type that's just life. That was good. Okay, let's get started by getting rid of those, because you can see the outer world reflecting in them. Yesterday I was cleaning my contact lens so intense that I actually dropped it and it flew across the floor to the other corner of the room. Luckily I saw where it dropped, but I was like, what the hell just happened? It's funny how the first couple of times you wear contact lenses you're super careful and you're like, ugh. And then after 10 years of wearing them, it's just such a normal thing to do, to just put fingers in your eye. Sometimes though, I have no idea why. When I get up really early, like let's say 6, when I'm going to an airport or something, because that's the only time I wake up before 8. When I put my contact lenses on, my eyes are kind of dying and I have to give up and wear glasses anyway. Much better. Look at me. Look at how gorgeous I look now. God damn. Girl.
Slay.
Let's cover all this shit with foundation. As you probably already know, I am a makeup guru. And I do everything according to the modern techniques, and I use just as many products as I should be using, and my makeup takes 10 hours a day. And also, I always wear it. I mean, it's actually very convenient to suck at makeup so bad, because then I can spend more time on my hair, and otherwise I wouldn't have enough time in the morning. That's the thing, people are always like, oh my god, you must have spent like an hour doing those hair, and I'm like, first of all, it was half an hour because I've done half of it in the evening, and then second of all, you spend an hour doing your makeup, girl, so... And no one is calling you out on this. No one is like, oh my god, you must have spent an hour doing your makeup. These are just some weird double standards that people have when it comes to vintage style. For example, if you're wearing vintage and you go out on a summer day, at least in Poland, you're gonna get catcalled a lot. And sometimes, you know, I'll be wearing a skirt that's covering my knees and I'll be wearing like a turtleneck or something, and then, you know, a girl is passing and you can see her butt hanging out from her super short shorts, and no one pays attention to her because she's just wearing normal clothes, and I'm like, you can see her butt. Why don't you just focus on her instead? You can't even see my knees. Okay, we've got this covered. How are you guys? What are you doing? Why are you watching this? Don't you have anything better to do? How is spring back where you're from? Because here it's probably the second warm day since winter. That's why I'm sitting here with my windows closed so you can't hear any noises. I'm basically wasting my youth here because of you. You know, maybe I'm not actually that bad at makeup. Maybe I'm just so advanced, nobody gets it. Maybe, you know, in a year or two people will be like, using brushes is bad for you and you should actually use your fingers instead. I don't really like my eyes when I wear too much makeup. Like, I don't like my face when I wear too much makeup. I've been on TV recently, I don't know if I told you that. And basically I knew it's gonna go wrong because I was like, this lady has no clue about my face. And when you get a stranger to do your makeup, they always do things that I don't. For example, I never do my lower eyelashes because they're just as long as my upper eyelashes, and that way I look like a freaking doll. Not in a good sense. Not, oh, you're such a doll. No, I literally look like a freaky porcelain doll with those eyes. So I never do that, and then I never use foundation here because that makes my eyes smaller. I prefer to leave it kind of like natural. So I was like, this lady doesn't know that, and I'm not here to tell her what to do because she's doing her job. So obviously she did my eye makeup like super strong. She did my lower eyelashes. She put my foundation right here, and I didn't like it. Maybe it looked okay on TV, but as soon as I got back to my hotel, I literally just wiped it off because I was like, wah! Okay, for this I actually might need to leave the frame. By the way, this is Life. If you've never used Maybelline Stay 24. Before I discovered it, I was like, I wish I could wear a strong red lipstick every day to my classes, but because in half an hour they're gonna be gone and I'm just gonna be left with this weird contour, I'm not gonna do it. So I had like special lipsticks that I would wear to class, which were kind of, you know, toned down enough for me not to look weird when they're kind of half gone. So they were kind of my actual lip shade. And then it's such a shame because I used to wear those every day and it kind of drops down the whole look 100% because I was wearing buns and stuff, and if I wore red lipstick that would look so much better, but no, instead I wore some nude lipsticks and I was like, well, what can you do? And then as soon as I was about to leave Scotland forever, I discovered this, and I remember I had no idea how strong it is, how long it actually stays on your lips. So I basically bought it, but I actually don't use makeup removing tonics or liquids or stuff like that because I usually do it with a special face wash gel or something. So I didn't have anything like that. I came back home and I was like, well, it holds pretty good. And I went to wash my face and I washed my entire face and it just stayed on, and I literally had nothing to like remove it. So I was like, what do I do now? So I just had to literally scrape it with my towel to make it go. And then I went to Highlands with my dad. We went on a road trip, and the first night we didn't actually have a hotel, so we slept in the car, which was really cool. Obviously I didn't have anywhere to wash my face at night, so I wore the lipstick for the whole day. I went to sleep, I woke up, and I had my makeup done, and I was like, well, it's probably extremely gross health-wise, but at the same time I don't really have to redo my lipstick, so I was like, I'm ready to go. That's how strong it is. It obviously, when you eat a lot, you actually have to reapply it after, I don't know, 8 hours, but that's still pretty good, right? Okay, should we do hair or do we do clothes first? We could get some clothes first, I guess. I made this dress myself, by the way, that's why it's so clumsy. This bit is kind of like that, then this is like, that was a perfect explanation of what this dress is. Okay, hair. See, I listened to you guys and I'm using a big brush right now. See how much it's helping with my tangled hair? No, it's actually a bit better, but still. I mean, I quite like it because my hair is so weird. It actually looks really good with vintage hairstyles because, as you can probably tell looking at old pictures, they had some really dry, weird textured hair. So when I actually do mine, it kind of works. Maybe my hair is just as unhealthy as those people's. I also cut my hair slightly recently. Those of you that follow me on Instagram probably know. After a while, if you have your hair cut in like a U shape, after a while hair gets uneven and the whole shape is kind of gone. So what I did is I cut my hair so it's kind of, you can see it's going down. The longest bit is at the center back. And it actually helps so much when it comes to doing vintage hair and setting your hair. See, this way, this side is the same. There is just so much hair. I worked as a model once. That was like 2 months though. And I went on a fashion show, and it was kind of like a joint fashion show of a fashion designer and hairstylist. And this hairstylist was kind of like gay artist type, very confident type guy that goes around like, I don't like this. This is shit. So he was basically doing my hair. I could feel, because I didn't have a mirror, but I could feel him doing it like 3 times in a row, and then unpicking the whole thing, and I was like, what is this guy's problem? And then the 3rd time he unpicked the hair, he was like, fuck, she has so much hair. So it kind of, because my hair is cut in a specific way, it doesn't look too bad now, because it's also a bit curly, like naturally. See, this is what I was talking about. Remember when I did the Get Ready With Me video in Scotland? My hair was completely straight. Look at what's happening now. That's just because of the Polish water. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a simple poof here, and then I'm gonna curl the rest of the hair slightly so I can put them in a snood, and then I'm also going to add some texture by using a tiny curler because I've discovered it actually looks pretty cool. I sometimes have issues with hairstyles like that in 1940s because I feel like they look a lot like Edwardian era hairstyles. And then when I was trying to do an Edwardian era hairstyle, there's sort of a teenage hairstyle where you have the poof and then the rest of the hair is kind of like that. I felt like that looked 1940s, so I was like, what does it all mean? So I'm curling the rest of the hair, mostly just so it kind of has more volume and it looks better when I put it in a snood, because the snood I'm using is kind of loose and it just sometimes looks a bit floppy. So to avoid that, I'm going to try and add more volume to the hair. But as you see, I don't really care about sectioning the hair properly because it's just to add volume. Is anyone going to attend Tweed Run in London? Because I'm actually going. It's at the beginning of May. The tickets are probably sold out by now, so sorry if anyone just found out and really wants to go. I was there last year and I liked it so much that sale went on at like noon on one day and I bought my tickets at 1 minute past noon. Oh, my arm is killing me. You might have noticed that my videos are a bit brighter these days. That's because I learned how to use white balance. I guess I'm something of a filmmaker myself. What do people even talk about during these videos? What do they even mention? Do you ever get melodies stuck in your head and you have no idea where you heard them in the first place? Or do you ever wake up and you have a particular like song stuck in your head? I've had that so many times, it's just so weird. You wake up, you know, you have a Rihanna song in your head or something. See, this is the problem. If you don't do your hair overnight, you're actually going to spend way more time styling it in the morning if you want it to look good. Whereas if you just do it in the evening, it's taking like literally 17 minutes to set my hair, but I'm always too lazy. I'm like, it's too late, blah blah blah. And I could have just done it and I would be done like 15 minutes ago. Because then you just have to brush them out, and once you know how to do it, it doesn't take that long. But no. Jesus, my body is making some really weird sound. What I also like to do is pin the hair in place here. So then you kind of, you know, instead of having like a huge ball of hair, you have the top and the bottom. So that's what I'm gonna do. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna spray the top of my hair, mainly because then it's gonna be a bit easier to shape it with the curling iron. So now, this is my favorite bit actually because it looks so cool. So what I'm doing, and you have to be extra careful not to burn your skin, but you basically put the curling iron in and you just twist it, hold it in place, and take it out carefully. See, now I have this like cool texture in my hair. So I'm doing the same thing here. It's kind of hard to get it even though, so I'm just deliberately making it uneven, because then I can just say it's supposed to be like this. And I sometimes like to add the second row as well, just on the very top, so it doesn't look too weird. And it's funny because it just looks so authentic, and it's just like a very simple thing you can do. You can try with bigger curling irons as well, like I've done it before. It looks slightly more messy though, because obviously it's hard to fit them where you want them to be. And it looks like as if you've been, you know, setting your hair, you know, you spend hours making it look good, and it's just like a very simple thing you can do when your hair is straight to make it look more authentic and give it more texture. It is actually a bit too even, to be honest. It looks slightly Edwardian. Okay, never mind, I'll just leave it like that. So what I like to do is put a hat on top of it, because then it kind of just looks pretty, the whole thing. And also recently I'm trying to put flowers on this hat because it's a winter hat more than it is like a spring hat, so I'm just gonna put some flowers here. See, that's pretty sweet. And I'm also going to put on my very favorite ear clips. Bought these ear clips right before I left Scotland, and I regret so much because they had other colors as well. That was a vintage shop and they had a lot of colors, and I only picked these. Since then I haven't been able to find her ear clips like this. I've even been to the shop twice when I was in Edinburgh and I was like, do you have those? But no, they did not. So if you ever see clips like this, they look like earrings basically, but they're actually not earrings, and I just like them. I just really want more. Okay, so that's me ready. My cat wasn't featured in today's video at all. Maybe it's high time he shows. He's exceptionally nice today. Yeah, well, that's it.